It's interesting because one thing that's polite in one culture is rude in another culture. So yeah, that was quite interesting, that story. There was like, even right at the beginning of the book where she was talking about, she was in India and then she was looking for directions.
Oh.
And that was quite funny actually, yeah. And I asked one of my,
Explain.
So yeah, so she was staying at a hotel, fill in the gaps if I miss anything out, but she was staying at a hotel and she was looking for a particular restaurant to go and eat at another hotel. So she went down to the concierge and she asked, how do I get to this restaurant? And they said, just go right and it will be right in front of you. So she came out of the hotel, turned right, she's walking, she can't find the hotel, she can't find it. Then she's gone back and asked again, basically went back about 3 or 4 times. And then, but it's implied. So what it boiled down to was, in India, in those sort of cultures, it's implied, where within our kind of Western cultures, you need to be quite specific with things. So it's like, turn right, you're gonna see a traffic light, walk 3 steps forward, then turn left at the next shop when you see it, and then walk up the steps and down X, Y, Z. So
let's give the specific terms of the differences, because what that is called low context cultures and high context cultures. And I've got the definition of each here. I don't know if you've written the definitions down.
I did, but you can do it.
So I'll go low context, you go high context. So a low context culture is good communication is precise, simple and clear. Messages are expressed and understood at face value. Repetition is appreciated if it helps clarify the communication. So my understanding of low context culture is you don't need any additional information because the person has given you everything you know. So high context culture?
Yeah, high context communication. Good communication is sophisticated, nuanced and layered. Messages are often spoken and read between the lines. Messages are often implied, but not plainly expressed or plainly expressed. That was actually, when I was dealing with one of my team members, and it made me, I was speaking to them something, and normally if I'm giving an instruction, I am as clear and as literal as possible. I don't want to leave any gaps for any sort of, and no nuance. I don't want nuance. So it's, when I'm talking to my team member, I'm laughing at myself because I'm thinking, I'm so low context. This is such a low context conversation. Because again, what I'll do is I'll say, I need you to do this, and then I'll explain it, and then I'm gonna repeat myself about 3 or 4 times. And then I do that, and I know I'm repeating myself, but I do it intentionally. So it's like, I was like, okay, this is, obviously I wouldn't have been able to label it if I hadn't have read this book. I was like, okay, that's just kind of how I think everybody communicates. And for me, I think it's a good way to communicate. However, again, talking about how you're socialized and where you bring up on cultures and X, Y, Z, in other countries or other cultures where they kind of communicate in different ways, that might, it's not going to work. It won't be as effective. So yeah, so that's another good thing about this book. I think one, it helps you understand other people, because some cultures, again, it's a very multicultural society we live in. They communicate in different ways, so they might just imply something, but then you might be thinking, oh no, they haven't understood what I said, but they actually understand specifically what you said. So it gives you that better understanding.
Yeah, and I think to explain the difference as well, low context and high context, the English language, according to this book, has 500,000 words, whereas French language only has 70,000. So that's a massive difference. So the French have to read a bit more between the lines because they don't necessarily have the vocabulary in their language to express what they mean, whereas in English, there are lots of different nuances, like you said.